Hello, everyone. Welcome to first Friday of the month class, in which we are going to explore the topic of why do I feel so disconnected from my husband, my partner, my wife, the one. And before we go there, we will actually talk about mythology. You know how I like stories? So there is a Greek mythology. The story goes that originally people actually were round. People were round, they had 4 arms and 4 legs and 2 heads. Somewhere it says they had 1 head with 2 faces, right? And they were so powerful. They could do a lot. They were fast, they were efficient, they were smart, they were balanced. There was beautiful harmony everywhere. And Zeus and other gods got really upset about it. And they said, no, these humans cannot be as powerful as we are. So we're just going to destroy them and break them in two. So they separated them. And this is how we became humans. Today, how we look now. 1 head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. And we spend a whole life looking for that kind of connection that we wanted to have, that we originally had. And we go and, like you have, let's say your heart is blue or green or pink or purple, and you're looking for another one who is just like that, your other half, your better half, and you can't find it. And then once you finally find your better half, you don't get along. You have all the drama, you have disconnection, everything is so hot and juicy, and you're going to marry each other first date, and you feel so hot. And suddenly, usually after about 3 months or so, the connection and the joy and the passion is not there anymore. Something is changing. So what we do, we go from the stage that everything is perfect to the stage where everything is imperfect and kind of meh, to the stage of we need to figure things out. And we usually spend most of our relationship time in that stage, figuring things out through power struggle. We are trying, are you lying to me? Are you honest? Why do you do this here? And why do you not listen to me? And why you pay more attention to her? And it's so much tension in our entire mind and body. We are really struggling. And then what happens after is that we need to figure out what are we doing. So we will either have the next stage that will be bye-bye, sayonara, ciao, I don't love you anymore. Or it will be like this vitriol is so strong and it's worth it. I hate you right now. I don't use the word hate lightly, but in that stage in the relationship, we do that. I hate you right now, but I want to make this happen because of the higher goal, be it children, family, life values, religion, or just because I want to figure things out. And then we go to the next stage, which is the stage of renaissance, rebirth. When you're like, wow, the infidelity is the best thing that ever happened in our relationship. Wow, going through cancer. Like in my private life, I really believe the war I've been through is the best and the worst thing that ever happened to me, because I went through the renaissance with my own self. I turned the post-traumatic stress disorder into post-traumatic transformation. And many of us do that through calamities in life. Of course, you don't see it when you're going through it. Usually it takes a year or 5 or 10 after that you just put everything into perspective. So knowing that our relationships we are seeking constantly for that connection. Here is the question, and please write it in the chat if you can. I don't know, some of you are on the phones. If you can answer in the chat. What do you think is the actual reason why we feel disconnected in our relationships? Why do I feel so disconnected from my partner, from the one I love? As a matter of fact, why do I feel so disconnected? Often from my children. I really wanted a child, but now so much work is just stress. Why do I feel so disconnected? People often say it's, of course, you. You don't do enough, you don't do this, you don't do that for me, right? And yes, much of that is the reason. The partner is, we are not responding to each other in a way that allows the connection. So we think, okay, date night will be the answer. But you will discover why date night is not the answer. As a matter of fact, it's totally off. Okay, so what is Brenda saying? She says, I don't feel understood, heard, respected, etc. Great. Yes. We feel disconnected because you don't hear me, you don't love me, you don't address me, you don't understand me, because I don't understand you. Because I'm lonely, but you are lonely too. So how do these two lonely people connect, right? What else we have here as the answer? I don't think it's because we don't authentically know ourselves. I think it's because we don't authentically know ourselves, and what we do know, maybe we are afraid to confront and communicate with the partner. Exactly. We are going to talk about that. This is so awesome. So we feel disconnected because we don't know how to feel connection. We don't know how to repair. We don't know how to deepen. We don't know. We don't have the skill. Because, please write this down. This is a magic. Connection is a feeling. But connecting is action. It's a skill. Connecting is a skill. And many of us don't have that skill. We have the feeling when we know what we want, we know what we crave, but we have no idea how to bring that out. We don't know, we don't have the skill. Also, if you think about it, love is also a feeling. Oh, I just feel, I love my puppy, I love my child, I love my man, I love my life, I love my country. But loving is a skill. Okay, show me your lovingness. In my relationship, for example, when I'm sick or I'm stressed, talk to me, touch me, tell me everything is going to be all right, listen to me for 5 hours. My husband, if I'm off, leave me alone. So at the beginning of our relationship, I really wanted him to talk to me, but he thought, okay, she's under the stress, I'm going to leave her alone. It didn't work very well. Like, dude, come. No, you are stressed. That's why I want you to come. And then when he's under the stress, I'm all over him, bugging him and torturing him when he actually just wanted to be left alone. So in this case, the action of lovingness, how to love, that verb, the skill of loving, is actually important to be communicated with the other people and learn, how do I love you your way? But we don't even know how to get to that place. We just assume, if you love me, you would read my mind. And the more you assume, the less the person will want to be with you. And the action and the skill of connecting will become atrophied. It will just be completely absent in a relationship. And how do you know if the skill is absent? Not the feeling, not the real actual feel love or connection is not absent, but the skill is absent. If you see your partner connecting to a child or your dog or a cat, oh, cute little puppy, oh, yeah, and talks to you, okay, what's for lunch? Right? If you feel that they have ability to express that, but not with you, your relationship is not doomed. It means ability is here. It's just directing it to you. It's not happening because of one big reason, that it's main reason I want to talk about today. And the reason is some kind of pain and some kind of trauma. Your trauma will want to connect on a certain level to the certain extent. And it will want you to disconnect because everybody you meet has been hurt by a woman. And everybody you meet has been hurt by a man. All of us here. You've been hurt by your mother, by your teacher, by your neighbor, by your father, by your brother, everybody. So we have the kind of clues in our mind how far is enough that I can't stand more because I can't trust love anymore, and how much I need to get. So that kind of like this much is enough, I cannot do more, and this much is I need. So this is kind of like the space, I should actually show it this way. This is the space in which you can and must operate for yourself to feel functional. Your partner, however, so this is your space. Your partner, however, has this much space. So you together can connect only right here. And it feels so weird and awkward. And that's why it feels relationships are so hard. After first 90 days, when we are all on hormones, cocktail of hormones, and everything is butterflies, after that, it starts feeling like work. We don't get each other. We don't know what to do. We feel so disconnected. I'd rather spend time with my dog. I just don't want to see your face, right? Think about this. In the beginning of our connection, we have what for now I call it false ego self, but I'll probably find some sexier name for that. Your false ego self and the real ego self. So the false self is programmed by the external world to want, need, and crave external. Oh my God, a new house, a car, a fancy jewelry, a fancy this, like external hunger, glam, which is a child in us that is so excited about shiny objects. But after a while, as we nourish that false self, what we experience is something is missing. You know the song from Britney Spears? It's called Lucky. She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart, thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? This is a complete authenticity of too much engagement with the false self. It's juicy, it's wonderful, it's fun. Nothing is missing in my life, but my heart is lonely and I'm crying and I have no idea why. And the beautiful world is designed that way because it's this childlike curiosity and playfulness with everything. As we grow from that stage to maturity, we need to be hungry for more. And when we are hungry for more, we are hungry for the real self, real ego self, your real identity self, which wants the powerful connection, which wants strength and intimacy, which wants that you know you can trust somebody in the middle of nowhere, like a trust story in my relationship. So my husband went to work in Seattle, and he would be gone for 4 days a week. So on Tuesday, I get a call from somebody saying, we're calling from police department, blah, blah, blah. Your husband, so-and-so is in the jail. I said, why? And they said, DUI. I said, no, that's not my husband. My husband doesn't drink. And she said, that's your husband. Your husband drinks. And I said, no, you don't understand. My husband has cancer. My husband doesn't drink. And they go, your husband drinks. I said, no. And I fought for my husband doesn't drink. And yeah, it was my husband. And yes, he drank and he got in trouble. But the whole point is I trust what we build so much that It was almost disillusionment. And when I got disillusioned, he became worth to me more as a human, like a real level, less as a fantasy. And this is why most people feel disconnected in relationships, because they want the fantasy of too good or the fantasy of you're never good enough for me. I want you to be more this and want that. I want you to kiss me like my first boyfriend. I want the illusion of some kind of fantasy. So this illusionment from fantasy that is dark or happy is actually beginning opportunity for your real ego self to come and lead the relationship mature, powerful, gracious, and elegant. This is your opportunity. Many people, however, use that to become cynical. I could have totally been, you lied to me, you drink, you have cancer, you're killing yourself, right? You could become cynical and bitter. Or you could take this as an opportunity. Oh, that's how you grow. Somebody gave me higher, heavier weight. I'm going to push through. I want to build this strength, right? So this is why date ideas, we should have a date. It doesn't work because you have a fantasy about the date. Oh, we should just dress up and go out and give kids to whatever the kid sitter, and we should blah, blah, and you blow it up and you glamorize it so that your husband or your partner, who is also maybe tired and wants to chill, has to perform. And you don't see that person as your partner, the one you love, John, Josh, Mark, Peter. You see that person as the one who has to give you your fantasy to come true. And that's devastating. I work with celebrities. I work with some highly famous people. I work with one A-lister, with many of C and D and B listers. And they really have this kind of like, I just want to be incognito. I want to know that people love me for me. And I remember one time I was in Dallas with my client. We were going to mental hospital because of her son stuff. And there was this dude that came very strongly on me, and all her other children looked like this, like he's some kind of God. And he started flirting with me and asking funky questions and stuff. And I'm like, back off, like, dude. And he left. And then later they come to me, do you know who this is? I said, no, that's Owen Wilson. Who is Owen Wilson, right? I didn't even know. But if I knew who was Owen Wilson, and if he was flirting with me, I would be probably in the glam fantasy like they were. They could not even stand themselves. So this whole fantasy about glamorizing something, the date, the sex, the adventure, will really chip off your real self, your real ego self, and will actually feed that false identity that is not connecting you to what a real connection is. So you want more connection to your partner? What do? You wake up, this is the homework, okay? You wake up first thing in the morning, and first thing you do, touch your phone. This will make you more connected, right? Wrong. No, that will suck, right? But we live in a world in which first thing you do, you reach out of yourself to validation that something outside will give you something you need. And then you wonder why your partner cannot give you that. Your partner does the same thing. The culture in this world is valuing the external, the false ego self that wants shiny objects and novelty. And this is why if you listen to or read any of the modern experts on dating, relationships, and sex, they will tell you, you need novelty. The brain needs novelty. You need whips, and you need chains, and you need an affair with the neighbor, and you need elevation of these. You need more and more and more. But what about people who just want to have a deep, meaningful connection with one partner, right? What about that kink? What happens to that, right? I talk more about that in our upcoming course, Crickets in a Bedroom. No more. We're going to clean them out. This will come up in January. But until then, when we will talk more about it, until then, I want you to really feel with you, what kind of connection do I really want? Do I want this relationship? Do I want to deepen? And if I want to deepen, can I? Do I have so much past experiences and hurts and trauma that just doesn't feel right? Or I just don't want to do this anymore. I just really want to play. There is no judgment, then either is right or wrong. But there is a beautiful need that we must have to understand what we actually want and what we can get. Because getting lost in a glamour of anything will not last long, because this world is not glamorous. This world glamour is here to invite you enough so it can smack you to wake you. And then it will invite you again to smack you. That's what I call, when I was a nun, I used to call this God's little carrots. God's put a carrot in front of you like a donkey and makes you chase, chase, chase. And then once you eat that carrot, he puts another carrot, so you chase it the other way and the other way and the other way to bring you to the beautiful, powerful truth that is actually love. And today's world is so designed opposite of love that, like we spoke last time, lauliam is the burning desire. Sanskrit word for burning desire. If you want to get love, you need to look for it. It's not something like it. You cannot chase it because it's not powerful energy, but you cannot be passive either. The elegant, harmonious dance, right? How much of that we get? And there is a story about these twins. And one of them was very optimistic and happy guy. And the other one was kind of negative and pessimistic, and nothing was ever good enough for him. So for their birthdays, parents fill up the room of the pessimistic child with the best things ever. Best toys, best gadgets, iPhone, iPads, Jordan shoes, everything that kid could want. And the kid is opening his present. Oh, but I didn't want this color of the phone. Oh, but I don't like this. And something was wrong. And the room of the other positive kid, they filled it up with a horse maneuver, like, and they opened the door to see what the child is doing. And the kid is shoveling this poop out of the window. And the parents are like, what are you doing? And the kid said, with all this crap, there must be a pony in somewhere. And his ability to dig for the pony in the middle of the poop is what the path, the answer to path. How do we get more connection? And the other answer is, I showed you today, I sang. I'm a terrible singer, but singing, actually, it's a scientifically proven vibration of singing opens our chest and our heart to be able to notice love. I guarantee if you want to play and you sing to your partner, hello, good morning, my love, how are you today? They look at you like you're crazy. Or they sing back to you, well, good morning, my crazy wife, I am happy today. I guarantee you will feel at least 10 to 20% better by default just to start the day. Guarantee you will see each other and recognize each other as a safe space to be goofy with. being goofy with is what we do when we are in love. Falling in love is all about being dumb and goofy and silly and crazy and a little, right? You know that feeling when you're kissing for the first time and you just don't know what's the time and you don't care if everybody sees you. That dumb happiness. Increasing, creating moments in your life to allow for goofy, dumb happiness drops the walls and allows for more vulnerability, this is what love is all about, right? So as I was preparing for this class, I was thinking, okay, so I'm going to teach people that it's about you, right? Your connection with yourself, with your world. But then somebody will come to me and I'm my own, how you call this? Doubt voice. I'm the first one who doubts my own teaching. The first voice would say, but then why do I feel more connected and more excited about the affair or about the coworker or about the neighbor than about my husband? And the answer to that is, again, the false self that wants the novelty and the real self that wants what's real, what has a substance. The differences. This is why all these new books talk just about novelty, because you can sell that. You cannot sell and package, and I cannot give you, there is no way I can give you in any way the authentic feeling. It's not possible. My first book on meditation, Josh, you know, and some of you know my story, I was in a mental hospital when I was 13 years old because I could feel and smell the death in the air. Before war started, I could smell it. I said to my mom, I can smell the death. So, you know, they put me pill for smiling, pill for sleeping, whatever. And after a while, I realized that the whole system, they don't really care for my mental health. They just care to give me pills to kind of subside whatever I was crying about. So I started throwing pills in the toilet. And I had a book that was a green book, dark, like a nice forest green book with a big red strawberry on top of it. And the book was about meditation. And the whole tagline was, the taste of strawberry cannot be explained or given. You have to experience it yourself. And the same is with meditation. The same is with love. The same is with connection. That cannot be packaged or sold. And that requires serious digging. And many of us don't want to do the digging. So we want a VIP, we want a neighbor, we want, right, which is fun and exciting, of course, right? But the real taste, the difference is like watching a beautiful romantic comedy on TV versus having one in your own life. And it's so much more delicious to have one in your life. And one of the most important skills to have that is the skill of repair. How do we repair, right? What do we do to repair? This will be actually most likely the first module in my Crickets in a Bedroom program, because we all start with some kind of clunkiness that is really conflicted to ourselves. So I cannot teach you in 5 minutes what is the whole world transformation, but I can give you a couple of really powerful pointers. So one of them is a magical text message. You can send it right now to your friends. You can send it to your partner, whoever you want. And the message is this: what can I do to show you my love more? Or what can I do to be a better partner for you? What can I do to show you my desire to connect, right? This is such an important, this is a question that is basically opening the doors to usness. And watch what they say. If they say, oh, nothing, you're doing well, and you know it's not, then you know they also have intimacy issue. They don't know how even to address that, or they cannot trust you, right? So ask that. Reach for the connection. Another skill, second skill I can give you right now is what I did with my friend Kevin. He is a very famous author. He wrote 22 books translated in 45 languages. He's a big, big man who's now probably semi-retired. So we were writing a book together, our book together. We were writing, the book is called Irresistible Connection. However, we never published the book because his girlfriend got jealous. Talk about irresistible connection. So he and I were writing a book in his house, and we were in his kitchen. He has this huge mansion, and he was in one corner of the kitchen and I was on the other, and we had a vitriol and we were arguing. It was not pretty. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a stupid topic. I don't want to even go there. And I felt in him that he's holding the male ego. Oh, I'm gonna like kill you with this one. But I'm a master of repair. I know that I can repair quickly. So I look at him and seriously, with a little smirk, I say, Kevin, come here, hopping on one foot. And this man is a genius. He's brainiac. He doesn't play. He doesn't hop on one foot. So he did. He hopped to me, hop, 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 hop on one foot. In the process of hopping, we were laughing and connecting. By the time he came to me, we did not even know what was the problem. It was not even a problem. Everything was so much fun. You see, so this is a skill. When you see that you are kind of getting into vitriol with each other, or into same old boring thing that you already know it's not going to go anywhere, insert playfulness. Or insert, for women, insert a request. In the middle of something, oh, can you get me a glass of water? Okay. Men fall in love when they give. In the process of him getting you water, you will guys forget what you're fighting about. Or the energy will be softened and the connection will be deepened. You see how that goes? So I hope this helps. Please let me know if you have more questions. I want to see what you wrote here in the chat. Josh had to go. You love Goofy. Yes, Lynn. Vera, this is so profound. Oh, thank you. I wish I knew what I said at that moment when you wrote that. Thank you, Vera. I appreciate that. Yes, I am actually, I am kind of goofy and fun, but my depth and the desire, what I want to teach, is actually very transformative on the long future parts of what we can really do to create a powerful and meaningful world. Because I was in war. I got adult way sooner than I was supposed to be. And I dedicated my life to God, to love, to cleaning. I'm not so religious as some may think. I'm good now. But the beauty of the finding God or spirituality in a real life is in your relationship. Your relationship is the best, absolutely the most delicious personal development program you can ever take, ever. They said there is this monks were talking to their guru, and they were saying like, oh, all these regular people, they don't understand the spiritual life. And the guru said, oh, really? Like, you know better? Because they were saying, I meditate all day long, like 7 hours a day, and I live in the mountains, live a austere life. Of course, I'm more spiritual. And the guru said, oh, really? Okay. Okay. Here is your assignment. Go get married. Go get married and be married for 5 years. And then you come back. And after 5 years, the guy comes back completely humbled, and says, this is much more enlightening than any other process of sitting alone in meditation and fighting only my own mind, right? So if we take the power that we have in our relationship and really figure out, how do I, number one, understand you? Where are you coming from? Most of you guys that I know you here, you have partners that actually want to connect with you. They actually want to connect, but they have no clue how. They don't know how, because the trauma from before caused, remember what I was saying? This is the space. If you connect more than this, it's scary. It's absolutely terrifying. So you only connect to what you feel it's good, which normally is followed by some kind of episode of fight or episode of disconnection or episode of bitterness, episode of something, until you realize, oh, I need that love again. And then you go back to the love cycle. This is why, if you want more connection with your partner, you promise to yourself, I'm standing for connection here. And when they come with the false ego, self stuff, you know, it's a shiny object. Shiny object is an argument. Oh, it's so delicious, right? Then you know, okay, it's a shiny object. And you sit back and you say, I appreciate you very much. Can I get a glass of water? I need to hop on wine food. Oh, thank you so much for telling me how evil I am. I appreciate that. And I love you anyway, right? Bring that out. We need to have, in my crickets, I will have, thank you for your, now I know, Vera, what you mean about, thank you. So in my crickets, I will actually have, as one of the things that we will work on, it will be a treasure chest of your tools. All the little tools as a roadmap. If this doesn't work, use this, do that, pull them out. It's so fun to know that you can play and you can have a mastery of reconnection and mastery of making things better because you want it. Talk about, you know, the elegance. I want it, so I'm going to do it. So my ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to First Friday. And this is the gold digging. Thank you, Vera, for your heart. This is the gold digging shovel. Your job is to dig the gold. Sometimes the gold is of the day, let's say, is like, I had a really good cup of tea and that's it. Maybe sometimes there is no other gold. Today, it's a gold. You were with me. We had a good time, right? But if you want to dig the gold from him and from you guys as a team, it's even more beneficial, because as you dig the gold, you become gracious. You become more elegant. Most people, and this is such a travesty of this world, it really hurts me, but I understand them. And I'm one of those too. Most people want to not dig the gold. They want to have the Midas touch. I touch the glass, oh, it's golden. I touch the phone, it's golden. I touch my mouse pad. Oh, I touch my mouse pad, it's golden. Wow. And then I touch the food. Can't even feed myself. I touch the one I love. And I have nothing. Instant, that desire for something instant. Oops, I'm touching my mouse pad too much. And now I lost you guys. Oh, I lost you. I found you. So this instant desire of, I want to be able to touch you, to get everything. Give me the right words to say. Give me the right thing to do. Give me, give me, give me. It's a very much false ego self that is so hungry, but it can never be satisfied. But if you dig the gold, number one, you're going to get muddy. Number two, you're not going to find something every day. Number three, when you find something, it will be precious and it will be worth it, because you will still be able to eat. You will still be able to hug. You will still be able to have the essence of you, the woman of grace and magic. And that's what we want, to be able to function in this world. Not just to have we really want the instant, like if somebody, men often used to tell me, What do I tell her so she wants to sleep with me? Is there any magic word, girls, that somebody can tell you that you're like, oh, cool, I'm spreading my legs? No, you need to have the whole story has to happen, the desire, the connection, the glam fantasy. Oh, it's a Justin Bieber, I want to do it, right? We need to have life that supports that. But to build that life, you dig the gold. One gold from his character. Wow, you're so reliable. I really appreciate that. This is awesome. And tell him that gold. Number two, one gold from his how he treats you. And if he didn't say anything nice today, maybe he did something yesterday. You dig the gold. You will yourself to digging. You will yourself to love. Remember that? And the three is one gold from who he is in the world. So you expand the circle in which you allow yourself to be. It's not just us. This is for my friend from Hawaii. It's not just us. When I dig the gold about character and me, it's just us. But as we dig the gold about the world, you're making your space to enter in that world. I love how you are with your daughters. Really appreciate that you take a daddy-daughter date. Oh, wow. It makes me feel so good to see that you have ability to do this and that with your friends. You greet them on the boat and you are such a good host and you really care for the times together with them. This is so absolutely fantastic. And with that, you diffuse things, you open the doors for yourself to enter into that world. And guess what? You will have much more intimacy and connection in the bedroom as well. We'll talk more about that as we go. In January, there will be a course, a really big, I'm planning something really powerful. And I would love if you have ever experienced lack of connection, lack of powerful beingness with each other, and you really want to have more intimacy, more fun, more playfulness, more magic in the bedroom instead of crickets, please go to cricketsinthebedroom.com. Somebody put it in the chat, cricketsinthebedroom.com, and please schedule a private interview with me. I have to leave, Brenda said. Okay, Brenda, I love you. So please go to Crickets in the Bedroom. cricketsinthebedroom.com and schedule an appointment with me. So I would love to hear more about your experience. It's super confidential. It's just for my research on this upcoming project that I'm so excited about. And in exchange for your time, I will, of course, answer any of your private questions that you may have. I love you very much. And I'll see you next month on the first Friday of the month at the same time. Much love. See you at Crickets in a Bedroom. Thank you. Oh, thank you for your hearts and your love and your waves. Thanks.